This is First Alert Focus on WRDW Plus. Your forecast, your safety, your community. Always keeping you ahead of the changing weather.
Well, welcome in here, folks. We're at the halfway point of the week. It is Wednesday. First Alert Focus here. I've got Chief Meteorologist Riley Hale with me. You'll be standing by for Nick Proto and Fastcast after this, and he's ready to go. Big show here for today. It's been a rainy start. It's been a warm start, too.
And we've got some good weather alliterations for today. It's a wet, warm, and windy Wednesday.
I'm not even going to attempt it, so you've done well. We'll leave it at that. Wet, warm, and windy Wednesday. Okay, well,
those are good. Those are
fun for kids.
Adjectives for the day.
Yes, indeed so. But yes, our wind is really starting to pick up. Overcast, just kind of stepped outdoors. Not really raining, even though radar has become a little bit more active, but we are going to continue to see showers move on through. Cold front coming in. The temperatures that we started off with this morning, really warm, going back to 60-degree morning lows and upper 50s. Now, I kind of didn't look back, but I can't remember when we started off with 60s last in the morning. So in that perspective, we don't have really a lot farther to go for afternoon temperatures, because we are expected to still kind of hit the threshold of maybe some upper 60s and low 70s. But we will see a drawback in our temperatures. Thursday and Friday, really nice days, mind you. They'll just be a little colder in the mornings, but sunshine should be a part of that. Now, we're going to go around the nation. We're going to talk about all that cold weather that we were a part of just about a week and 2 weeks ago that made it down into Florida. Well, it got too close to a lake down there and kind of prompted a fish kill. And then we're going to talk about a crack in the ice in Lake Erie here. It's a very impressive looking video there. And then as we look ahead into the Valentine's weekend, there may just be some rainfall returning. So let's get the radar. We've got our front north and west of us. That's going to be sinking down south and east through the rest of the day. Kind of seems like most of the rain is along and north of Interstate 20. A break there for southern counties, and then it picks back up. I-75, I-16. Between Savannah, Brunswick, and Jacksonville, Florida here. But we'll just continue to see periods of rain on and off. It looks like for the next few hours, seems to be kind of dropping back a little bit more on that 85 stretch, kind of in North Georgia, just to the northwest of Athens here. But we go out to our lake, and we can see the Thurman Dam has got a little rain on the lens and some choppy water that's beginning to develop because of the wind values going up here. But mostly cloudy, low 60s, really not different at all than what we started off with before sunrise. Winds just about every in the location there, 10 to 18, a little bit dry, softer in the Thompson area. But as we kind of head through the rest of the day, we'll have a period of some rain that will work back in. It does look like after midday, lower 70s here, and then we'll kind of close it off with the rain chances as we start moving into 5 p.m. and beyond that. But a lot of temperatures are still kind of at our morning lows in the lower 60s. Evans, 64, about the warmest place we find, as well as Waynesboro and Louisville. You got wet this morning with some rainfall in the Wadley, Rennes, and Louisville area. Sandersville, 65, so 64 to 65. Very windy, though, from Aiken County, Saluda, Lexington County, and Columbia. The winds are gusting right now at 30, so we will have that potential as the day goes on to continue to watch those wind gusts, potentially right here, 25 to 30, just beyond midday. Those will start slowing down a little bit more as we get into Thursday. But even though we've got clouds and rain around, not a bad way to top it out and have a chance to get back into some low 70s after a big boost yesterday in the mid to upper 70s here. So winds out of the west at 10 to 15. We're going to draw our forecast back just a little bit heading into that Thursday and Friday forecast from 70s to the lower 60s. But really that is right where we need to be for this time of year and should have a fair amount of sunshine to go along with it. All right, we'll have that forecast and much more of First Alert Focus and head up down to Florida. Check out that fish kill coming up next.
Welcome back in, folks. Last week, Tim, we were talking about freezing iguanas down in South Florida.
You're right.
And so the cold temps have done a number on not only the animals there, but also the fish, too. This is actually a news story that just came out of Lakeland, Florida, of a big fish kill they had thanks to the cold.
Well, the Circle B Bar Preserve here in Lakeland is considered a favorite for its natural beauty. But that's hardly the scene right now. Instead, thousands of dead fish line the edges of the shoreline, courtesy of our recent freeze.
A fish kill like this, we could still see this for another week or so.
What's usually a peaceful stretch of trailways is now like something out of a Hitchcock film. The stench of dead fish, skies filled with hundreds of vultures and predators nearby.
A little buffet for all of the decomposers out here right now.
We saw lots of dead fish floating, and then the turkey vultures or bullet vulture, they are kind of having a feast here.
Park officials say the massive fish kill happened after a recent cold front that sent temperatures in Lakeland down into the mid-20s. The fish washing up are almost entirely tilapia, a non-native species.
The waters stayed relatively cold longer than they could withstand.
It smells not bad. I mean, it just smells like dead fish, but it's not overpowering.
Well, it's all part of Mother Nature. Unfortunately, we get these big fish kills every once in a while. And obviously the turkey vultures are making the best of it, as are the gators.
Polk County says this type of event, while dramatic, is natural. And so reserve managers plan to let nature take its course rather than remove the fish. For now, all trails remain open, but visitors are urged to keep their distance from wildlife.
It's going to run its course, and once they're gone, you'll be hard-pressed to even know that it had happened in the first place.
Our area has seen this sort of thing before. A similar cold snap back in 2010 caused a massive tilapia die-off in nearby Lake Hancock, a reminder of how quickly extreme weather can reshape Florida's ecosystems. In Lakeland, Eric Glasser, 10 Tampa Bay News.
Well, that is, okay, I'll ask it again.
Yeah.
Now, with all of that, could you go in there with a big net, get some tilapia out, freeze it?
I would imagine you could. I mean, tilapia has decent table fare. I mean, you can buy it in a grocery
That's
store.
what you can kind of get at the restaurants all the time.
They probably weren't dead for a significant amount of time, so.
It's kind of like deer.
Free
I
dinner.
think about that when deer get hit on the side of the road. It's like,
People do that all
What's
the
the
time.
time frame of,
Yeah.
I better not.
I feel like that was my strange addiction, was people that would go search for roadkill to see if it was still okay to eat. I've seen that before. Like, people actually do that.
Well,
so.
listen, I'm telling you. I mean,
never
there's
know.
got to. It's an easy get. Just take it straight over to the processor. You know,
Reduce,
If it's still
recycle, reuse, and just take advantage of what nature gives you.
Sometimes you do. Sometimes you do. All right, Nick, just take that into consideration.
Well, we got something
let's go
else.
north.
This is pretty cool. All right, so satellite imagery recently caught a giant crack forming in Lake Erie's ice. Take a look at this.
Mind-blowing satellite images captured a massive crack as it formed across nearly frozen Lake Erie. The National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration shared the imagery, saying the gargantuan 80-mile fracture was spotted stretching from Port Burwell, Canada, to near Cleveland, Ohio. The agency says the lake is nearly 100% ice-covered, which is a rarity in and of itself, and added, maybe the ice really is all it's cracked up to be on Lake Erie.
And seen. How about that? What an
Pretty
amazing
crazy.
sight right there.
And we were looking at visible satellite this morning. Unfortunately, Erie's covered up by cloud cover, so
Yeah.
we can't see the crack. But hoping for a clear day the next couple of days to see if we can still see that. Pretty
Yeah,
cool
covered
stuff.
up cracks, okay for now. Maybe we'll get another chance to look at it as the week goes on. I don't think it's going to completely disappear yet, you think?
No, I think the crack's here to stay for a little bit.
All right, it's always good here. Plumbers fix it up nicely. Let's talk about some more of what's ahead coming up here in just a few minutes. One last break and we'll be back.
Welcome back in, folks. We do have more rain that's going to be moving in heading into the weekend. And Tim, that means anyone that has had a knee surgery or a shoulder surgery, likely going to be feeling it out there this weekend. This is going to lead to a pretty big drop in our barometric pressure as low pressure travels through the region. We were calling this the old Baja low yesterday.
Oh, yes, we are.
That's kind of southern track of low pressure that moves through the southeast, and that is going to drop our pressure most likely below 1,000 millibars. So
that's extremely low.
Yeah, very, very low. And that quick drop is what kind of triggers that inflammation in your joints. So basically, when we have high pressure, it's compressing your joints and kind of keeping that pain at bay. But once we see pressure drop really quickly, like what we're expecting this weekend, then that can lead to everything just kind of expanding and creating the joint pain that sometimes people feel with these swings in barometric pressure. So pretty crazy stuff.
Yeah, a lot of pharmaceuticals needed this weekend, do you think?
Extra Advil, ibuprofen, maybe some Tylenol, some good healing rub ointment on your joints right there.
Well, that's important, you know. There's many of those that you need. And
some Icy Hot.
Oh, boy, ever use that stuff before?
I love Icy Hot.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yep.
That is a good one. Well, we can kind of tell you about what's going to happen here for the rest of the day. It's just a bit, can't even speak here. It's already gotten me the low pressure. We're looking at 60s to a low 70 mark. Here's 5 p.m. The rain's going to be moving out. That front's going to be kind of moving off to the south and east. And then we've got a little bit of a wind shift and colder air. There could be a few near freezing temps. I think kind of the threshold, 35, 40 degrees for tomorrow morning. So it's definitely going to be a lot colder to start the day off tomorrow. But then we still have sunshine. Thursday and Friday are looking pretty good. We have that wave of clouds, and that Baja low is getting closer and closer to us as we get into Friday and the upcoming weekend. Of course, that's when we're going to see the significant change there, Riley. Valentine's plans? You got big ones?
No big plans this weekend, but I think most of our Valentine's Days should be dry.
That's good to hear.
Watch out for Sunday.
Yeah, I know. Very wet, very rainy. Okay, it's time for Nick Proto and Fastcast.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for joining us for the News 12 Fastcast. I'm Nick Proto. It's 10:45 on our Wednesday, February 11th. Today, you have a chance to make your voice heard about a possible data center in Augusta. The point-in-time count results are in for Aiken, and we now have an opening date for the patch. Those stories and more on the Fastcast right now. But first, new this morning, one person is dead after a crash in Saluda County. South Carolina Highway Patrol says that crash happened last night just after 8 o'clock on SC 121 near Linney's Lane. They say the driver went off the side of the road, overturned, then hit a tree and caught on fire. The driver was pronounced dead at the scene. No word on their name just yet. Also new this morning, have you seen this missing teen? The Richmond County Sheriff's Office says 15-year-old Kaylee Gerard was last seen January 25th on the 600 block of Sibley Road. She was wearing a black and gold t-shirt, black pants, white Crocs, and had a black backpack. They say she may be in Dahlonega or Cleveland, Georgia. If you know anything about where she is, call the Richmond County Sheriff's Office. And there was a situation at an apartment complex. Officials say they were first notified of a fire just before 4:30 this morning. When the crews got to Parkview Apartments around 6:30, they did see smoke coming out of the top of the building. This is some footage our crew captured. You could see smoke coming from the roof of those apartments along Wrightsboro Road. Lanes were blocked off, but they are open now. We're working to learn more details this morning about what caused that fire, although we do know that officials believe nobody was home and there were no victims in that fire. Happening later tonight at 6 o'clock, neighbors in Augusta will get the chance to ask questions about a potential data center to city leaders and developers. This comes after leaders announced the plans for the site, and neighbors are seeing preparations for development starting. This meeting is a direct result of neighbors voicing their concerns with a project they felt flew under the radar. When the plans for the center off Gordon Highway first started, this land was isolated, but since then, multiple neighborhoods have taken shape. And when a new company got approval for a new data center, nearly twice the size of the Augusta Mall, the plans now sit directly between those two neighborhoods. Neighbors told us last month they had plenty of concerns about the future, many of them similar to communities across the country.
I think the biggest thing for the residents is the property value, the water, the power consumption.
And I'm really concerned about quality of life, water pressure, water safety, toxins in the water, electrical power.
That meeting will be tonight at 6 o'clock at Bel Air Elementary School. Representatives from QTS data centers, along with the city planning and development staff and Augusta commissioners, will be there to answer any questions. The numbers for Aiken's point-in-time count are now in. Officials say they counted 40 people experiencing homelessness, but they say the actual number is much higher. The point-in-time count helps determine the amount of federal funding for homelessness services, but this year officials say winter weather, fewer volunteers, and people declining to be in the tally made this year tougher than before. Because of that, the count's leader says he expects the true number to be more than 600.
There's a lot more people out there that we know of. We also had people that don't want to give us the information, and there's nothing you can do about that. We had a bunch of them that were staying in a certain place, but if we gave out if they were afraid that if we knew where they were, that would get to somebody else.
The Salvation Army of Aiken is already working to help raise money for programs in the city, including a matched donation challenge up to $200,000. You can find more information and links for the fundraiser on WRDW.com. A vital service in the Aiken County School District stretched thin right now. Schools are in need of athletic trainers. They're the ones who provide medical care to your kids during practice and games. The school district just raised the maximum salary for 3 positions to find the candidates. We found most high schools don't have a designated trainer, but rather a contract with EMS services for football on Friday nights, or potentially a trainer, but they're not full-time. The owner of Palmetto Motion says he's heard from dozens of parents and students who wish they had this on-site care. He's also the parent of a student athlete.
I don't want to have to go to a game and have to come down onto the field or call somebody or have to come out of the stands just because that I feel like that if I'm there, I feel like if I'm at the game watching a football game go on, I want to sit in the stands and be a spectator. But always in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, he came off the field. Do I need to go down there and take a look at that real quick?
The chief officer for operations and student services says they're looking for someone who can be at practice every game and work part of the school day. For example, if there's a student who needs physical rehab. We're coming up on 10:50. We'll be right back after a quick break. Welcome back here. It is 10:52 on our Wednesday at 10. We're looking at a little bit of midweek rainfall, but the weather's been warm.
Yeah, we've started off with 60-degree temperatures since sunrise, and we really haven't strayed away from that. We haven't seen much of a drop. All the way through, it was upper 50s and low 60s. Contending still with some rain. Seems to be kind of riding along Interstate 20 to the north here, coming through Athens, 85 to I-20. It's been wet, and then 20 heading up to Columbia between Augusta and Columbia, South Carolina. It's also looking a little bit wet. It's not heavy rain, but a little bit of a nuisance rain that's continuing. We can see a few raindrops falling outside. Here's the Greenway out of SRP Park. into an overcast view of downtown Augusta, and we're still sitting same as we have for the last several hours, like before the sunrise. The wind has come up. That's definitely impacted some of our area a little bit more with some light rain and gusty winds. We still have the potential, though, to maybe get up into those lower 70s because we're not expected to stay with a rainy outlook for the entire day. Second half at times might be a little bit wet, but there's going to be some late day clearing and it becomes more isolated in our rain chances. A lot of us here anywhere between 60 to 62, but then you go up to Lincolnton and Evans and they're already at 67 degrees. So there's a little warmer air mixed in. Waynesboro 65, the same with mid 60s in Sandersville and Louisville. But where it's really windy, we're talking Saluda, Edgefield, all the way up into Columbia with winds gusting 20 to 30 miles per hour. We've got winds gusting in Barnwell at 22. Not quite as windy back in our southwestern half of the viewing area, but 10-mile-per-hour winds sustained here in Augusta with the potential to get those winds gusting 25 plus are expected for the rest of today here. So we should see about the upper 60s and low 70s, keeping spotty showers around. Now with our front moving south and east of the area through tonight, we'll have clearing skies and we're going to become a little more seasonal. We're going to return those highs back to the low 60s, but it should be a nice dry Thursday and Friday forecast before our next really influential chance for rain is coming in on Sunday here. Valentine's Day, keep in mind, on Saturday. We should be dry for that and possibly as warm as today, maybe just upper 60s. But that rainfall projections are putting us somewhere about 1 inch, maybe even a few of our southern counties up to 2 inches. So that's a good, healthy amount of rain potential coming in through the next several days. So what's passing through should be kind of tapering off after 5 p.m. You can see those mid 60s, but by tomorrow morning, it's going to get a lot colder. Air temps are dropping in the mid 30s, and we'll see temperatures kind of right on schedule with sunshine and lower 60s into 5 o'clock. Again, Friday, very much like Thursday here, lows in the upper 30s. Valentine's Day, not looking bad at all there. Slight chance of rain. It's just Sunday that's going to be a soaker, and then we're right back into a pattern like we're going to see today, 65 to 70 degree temps next week, Nick.
All right, thanks, Tim. In Augusta, commissioners are moving forward with a plan to bring a water park to South Augusta. $5 million in taxpayer money was set aside 5 years ago to start it, but now they need a private company to finish funding it. With no confirmed location or timeline, neighbors are pushing commissioners to keep working on it. We spoke to one man who says leaders need to follow through on what they promised.
You know, we're looking forward to the water park, but don't, like on a menu, don't tell us that we have steak on the menu, but we wind up with bologna.
While that continues, Diamond Lakes Park is growing, adding 3 new shaded areas to help park goers. With the new additions at Diamond Lakes and no official location for the water park, neighbors there say the park would be the perfect location. We'll keep you updated on the project's progress. Remember, traffic changes for AU continue today for the Somerville campus. Officials say this is for the installation of 2 trees near the main campus to replace the ones lost in recent years.
I think it's a great opportunity, and to get trees this size in here is fantastic, and it shows that we are trying to rebuild after the community was damaged so much from the hurricane, because while we're at the university, we're still a big part of this community, and a lot of people have great memories of the trees that were here.
If you want to get to campus, you have to take Catherine Avenue or Arsenal Avenue. Officials say the work should be done by the end of today. One more break. We're back in 2 minutes. Coming up tomorrow is your final chance to weigh in on the possible closures of several Richmond County schools. That meeting's going to be at the school system's central office on Broad Street at noon. Part of that plan would close Josie High School and Murphy Middle School to create a college and career academy. That's continued to bring a passionate response from the community about preserving the legacy and especially the name of Josie. Other schools that would close are Jenkins White Elementary and Barton Chapel Elementary, which would be demolished and rebuilt. We'll be there and let you know what comes out of it. An update this morning on the patch. Officials say the course will fully open to the public April 15th with a soft opening next month for community groups and high school teams. First Tee of Augusta will resume normal activities at the patch on May 1st. Along with the newly designed course will be a 9-hole short course, the Loop at the patch, designed by Tiger Woods and his firm. You can find a link to pricing for both courses and practice facilities, as well as contact information and job openings on our website, WRDW.com. To celebrate the National 211 Day, the United Way of the CSRA and Piedmont Augusta are hosting a free resource fair. That's from 10 to 2 at the Piedmont Hospital cafeteria on Walton Way. There you can find help in food assistance, housing, assistance for veterans, caregiver resources, and a free lunch. Officials say it will be first come, first served, so it is happening right now. If you want to head out to 1350 Walton Way in Augusta, the Piedmont Hospital cafeteria. That's going to do it for us here this morning for First Alert Focus and the Fastcast. Thank you so much for joining us. The news continues next in an hour at midday. Have a good one.